Hello, my name is Jamie Birchall, and you are listening to and or watching our podcast called Wormhole Pinball
Wormhole
Presents.
Pinball presents.
Wormhole Pinball Presents.
Today, I'm very, very excited to be joined by two great individuals.
Today, I'm really excited to be joined by a very special guest.
And today, I'm very excited to be joined by two awesome guests all the way from Arizona.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of our podcast called Wormhole Pinball Presents. I'm your host, Jamie Birchall, and today is episode 55 to be exact. And I welcome next to me my friend Donovan Wade.
Yeah.
When I get nervous for a podcast, I bring in I bring in support.
Bring in the big guns.
So Donovan, thank you for co-hosting with me today.
Yeah.
Exciting guest today, sir.
Uh-huh.
All right, someone I've shared the commentator booth with on multiple times, both at TPF and at the Houston Arcade Expo. Mr. Steve Bowden, welcome to the Wormhole virtually, Steve.
Hello. Thank you for having me. This is gonna be good. But
Yeah,
you're
we're gonna have
nervous. What is
fun.
this? What is this nervous stuff? It's only me.
I get
It's
a little
me.
nervous.
He could have done it without me, but like I said, when we have a guest on that I want to be a part of, I kind of
He slides his way in. He slides his way
need
in.
some help this week?
Yeah, that's how he does it, Steve. He goes, "You need help writing? You need help with your script?" And I'm like, "No, I got this one."
Well, are you sure?
And he's like, "Yeah, you need to do this and that." So I pulled your stats today, Steve. Right?
Okay.
Do you know that you have stats in IFPA all the way back to 2004?
Yes, I still have my first trophy. So yeah, that my first tournament was 21 years ago.
That's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I got a second place at I think it was a Pennsylvania tournament. Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, it was my I still have that trophy somewhere. So yeah, that's how
awesome.
long I've been playing. Time does pass, doesn't it? I guess that's how long I've been competitively playing. I should say that. Of course, I've been playing since whatever, but that's wild that it's still up there, but I guess this is a database, it's just gonna keep them up there
Yeah,
forever.
sure.
Because why not? But yeah, I still do remember that. I still do remember that day. Yeah.
So what do you mean, whatever? How long have you been playing?
Oh, well, it's well, I guess this could be relevant later, but why not bring it up now? It's like my
Sure.
first game played was Space Shuttle. So that was I believe I was 6 or 7 when I went to the Union Flea Market in Vauxhall, New Jersey, which is now a Home Depot. But that was my first game. I went up, I saw the arcade games, and I'm like, okay, cool. I know about and I think Gallagher was out then, I believe, in some basketball game where you had to manually dribble the ball. And then I saw this pinball game, which I didn't know what was going on until saw somebody playing it. And then my little 6.5-year-old self was trying to figure out what's going on. And then finally I got to get up there and play it and figure out what to do and everything. So yeah, so that was my first game, was Space Shuttle.
6.5.
So I believe
That's why
I
you're
believe it was
13th in the
then.
world, right? I mean, that makes sense. Okay.
Tell him how young your grandson is, and he's
Well,
already started playing.
He's 16 months. He
He's
can't even
16
speak.
months.
He can't, but he just grabs the.
He's got his
That's
own
right.
pinball machine.
Oh, he
Let's get
does.
the
Yeah.
training. Let's get the training going now. It's never
Steve,
too
he
early.
does. He has a little
Just,
tykes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
called a little tykes, and all he
That's all
wants
right.
is multi-ball. So that's good.
That's good. That's good. That's goals. He knows he has a plan. See, he already has a plan. He knows
Yeah.
what to do. This is good. All right. So he gets starting off on the good foot. This is nice.
Watch out, young guns.
Oh, here comes Lucas Birchall. All right, let's get started. These interviews are very informal, Steve. We're just trying to get to know you a bit more. For those at home, Donovan, start us off.
Sure. So I talked a little bit about fun with bonus when we were chatting earlier. So tell me a little bit of how it gets started. What were you originally trying to accomplish with it? How has it kind of changed over time? Because I know it's been ongoing and it's ever evolving. Tell me a little bit about
My
it.
my goodness, it has been going for a very long time. I remember when I first started like posting things on a website, using, a WYSIWYG editor like wow, what was it like Dreamweaver? Is that even still a thing? I think they got bought by Adobe or whatever. But yeah, that's when it was about video games and pinball. So I'm like, well, what name am I going to use? And when that could cover both. And then when I heard about the concept of what Fun with Bonus was and who coined it with Cameron Silver and Williams and all that, and I was like, okay, I think I can do that and still cover both sort of things, not realizing that years later I sort of put my website SEO recognition in hard mode by not having the word pinball in the title. It's really tough to get that concept out because it's not really pinball. Like when you're advertising something, you usually have the thing you're doing next to it, like Xerox copiers. It's copiers, right?
Right.
Or whatever the name is, and then the thing. Well, I didn't have that, so I'm like, okay, well, well, it's in hard mode, but I'm gonna go with it anyway. And so, it's just sort of materialized over years and years of me constantly posting. And I think I did just skipping ahead a little bit, but after I got into competitive play and doing it for a few years, I think I just decided, okay, well, what if I just tried to do it every day? Could I is there enough pinball news and happenings and whatever at the time? This is 2012. Okay.
Hmm.
Could I do it every day? Like with barring my schedule and putting in some cron jobs and scheduling and whatever to cover things where I couldn't do it. Could I do it every day? And that's when I dedicated I think the day was January, no, it's July 1, 2012. I have to go look back into it. And that's when I started what I affectionately called the streak, which ended up ending at 3,005 days in a row, doing something about pinball on the site just to get the thing out there and get some and it was fun because I got to be a fan and I got to publicize other people and see what everybody's doing, listen to podcasts, give a little bit of my opinion, and by no means was I a journalist at all. Okay, they're real journalists like Pinball News, whatever.
Yeah,
Like
they're great.
by no means would I think I was a journalist, but let's see, I was and still am a very enthusiastic pinball fan, and so it just continues today. I just don't do it every day, but somewhere in that point, I think somewhere around the 2012, around that date is when the new pinball dictionary unofficially started. So I believe I saw a post on I think it was either Rec Games Pinball, something like that. People were discussing jargon or something. That's what's in my mind. Like I saw someone discussing general terms, and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Maybe there's a way that I could like start something to organize these terms so that people who don't know about pinball can help get into pinball. I was relating to say poker, right? The only reason why I know what a big slick is because of watching poker podcasts and them saying what a big slick is. Because
Right.
I wouldn't know that that's Ace King. I wouldn't know that that was if I didn't know anything about poker. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's another way to bring people into pinball is to explain some of these terms that are used in pinball. And then it became a little more informal as I started going around the country and seeing what other people used and what was common, right? And so, wait a minute, I was in Seattle and they said it, and then I was in Florida and they said it. That's the thing,
Yeah.
but it's not a standard term. It's like something like the one I just posted today about round zero, right? Round zero is something that I guess I'd coined myself. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. That's what memes are. Like memes, it doesn't matter who did it originally. It's a meme,
Yeah.
right? But then other people started using it, so I'm like, okay, no, I have to. That has to pass the nomination. It has to graduate to the main page. But the thing with the new pinball dictionary is not. I'm not supposed. The goal is not for me to control it by fiat. It's supposed to be for the community. That's why the Reddit's there. So if you have an idea, post it on the Reddit. I kind of want to give it to the community and then use like the main page as like the Hall of Fame sort of thing, but anyway, I'm off on a few tangents, but yeah, I mean,
No, it's awesome.
I'm continuing to do it today, and I mean, given recent events, I have a bit more time to work on it. You know,
Yeah.
and I do have a backlog of new pinball dictionary definitions that I've not posted that I've gotten for people. I just haven't done it yet. Like I literally can read you a couple of them if you want. They're
Yeah, let's
coming
hear a couple because
soon.
I got one for you. A Birchall, which means you're choking religiously and never getting to the
I
final.
thought that was a cold
Let
pencil.
me
Yeah.
let me go to the notes. Oh, that's another good point, and that's a good point I want to raise. Is that again? This is for the community, so you post that in the Reddit as a thing. But I've been trying to stay away from proper names. I've made that
Okay, no
mistake.
Birchalls.
No, not saying there isn't. Because again, I don't want to rule this by fiat. Um, so that's what I'm saying. Post it on the Reddit. But like, think about it this way. Let's say you have someone who gets named for something, right? Because they did a thing, and
Right.
then they get famous for doing something else. That's different. Now
Mhm.
you're stuck,
Well, yeah.
right?
Like Tommy
That
John, he was a hell of a pitcher, but nobody knows that Tommy John was a good pitcher because they only think of the damn injury.
the Tommy John, right?
Tommy
Tommy John
John,
surgery.
right? But he was a hell of a pitcher, by the way.
Right. So that's the reason why I like cringe at proper names, even though I had some proper names in the dictionary because they were on that original post.
Okay.
Or they're like super obvious, like the Elwin, but the Elwin's a problem because like Elwin's also the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
So there's the Elwin, the position of
Or a
the
Muri.
flipper holding. Right. There's that one. Yeah, the 0 point. Uh, I really hope Muri wins a championship so we can just. I really hope he wins a
I think he
I
major.
think
will.
he will.
I
He's
think
a
he will.
great player.
And he's gonna win a major, and he's gonna do it in a specific way, and then we'll give that to him.
There you go, Travis.
Okay. But just go. I'm just going to my notes, just like the MPD backlog, right? And I'm just gonna mention some words. Okay, I
Please.
have some
Cool.
definitions, but words. Okay, bunny hop, breaker, conveyor belt, clueless, crook drain, dead money, donator, dummy outlane, flipper hop, ghosting. Remember when that was the thing when Ghostbusters came out with the lights and things? So ghosting,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
hammering, homesick, playing a game that you own and then at a tournament and then doing horrible at it.
Oh, that's
Uh,
That's a
great.
good
That's
one.
a good one.
we have the John Plunge, Joe Plunge, Jane Plunge, like the Plunge family, which is basically like when you're playing pin golf or something, and you have to plunge an odd player, and that player somehow gets more than you, like in a game on
Oh, yeah.
Paragon.
That
It's like,
happens.
oh John Plunge got this, Joe Plunge. So is that let's see, juggling, the Kirk pass, right? A little nine ball action, like you use the Kirk post to do a Kirk pass, which is the ball you just let the ball go and bounce off the center post and go on the other side. That's Kirk pass,
Ooh.
name for the
Not in
designer,
my
Steve
bag.
Kirk. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's
first,
nice.
first, first, you have to trust that it will happen. You have to
He's
trust that
trying
it'll work. Okay, but usually it does the way the games were designed. Um, the kinetic satisfaction, liquid skill. Let's see, Magna Drain.
Yeah, Magna
Let's
Drain's
see,
great.
Rando Calrissian. A, ra- a
Sounds
random
like we got
person
some notes
starting a
here.
tournament.
Let's get these out,
Ran-
Steve.
Random person starting a tournament pinball game, especially someone who's not in the tournament. Uh, Rando
That's
Calrissian.
a good one. Yeah, that's a
Um,
good one.
Shatsing yourself. You can imagine what that is. People
Yeah.
who shats
No.
the like shatsing yourself. Skills with a Z, but that's kind of probably lost parlance past the early 2000s and everything ended in a Z, but maybe. Spray and play. Let's see. Turtling, the usher type of drain. Then the big one of the big ones is going to be hard for me to do is validation. When you haven't validated the playfield, like
Yeah.
I know how to describe it, but not quite. Like I'm 80% there because I want to do it in a technical way. Like if you read the way I did round zero, like you'll read what I mean. Round zero is the
Okay.
first post on the site. If you read it, I'm trying to get it as perfectly as possible so that someone who doesn't know can kind of understand. Yeah, validation is gonna be hard. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
well,
hard to do. And finally, the walk of shame.
oh, that's
Uh,
great. I've
All
done that
right.
many times.
So
How about
that's
night?
part of the backlog. That's part of the backlog that I haven't posted yet. That has most likely graduated to the Hall of Fame. But what I'll probably do is put it on the Reddit first, just so that it's on the record, and
Okay.
then people can mess with it and comment and whatever and do everything, and it's cool. So yeah, so that and yeah, so the new pinball dictionary continues when I think of it, when I have time, and when I sit down and want to think about something, because especially for again for definitions like round zero, like I really thought I got to think about that. Okay, like how do I tell someone what round zero is? Can I like describe to them the pressure of trying to register for Pinburg?
Yeah.
Like how do I describe that in a way that they know that yeah, this is an elimination round. Like there were 240 something tickets, right? And there were probably 1,000 people who wanted to register for that.
Yeah.
Maybe 500 conservatively, right?
Easily.
So at least half the field was eliminated on February 5th. Right, round one is until what, July? So
Yeah.
right, so half the field was I was lucky enough to get one again.
Awesome.
But again, I don't expect to. It's not guaranteed. So that's what I mean. Like I want someone to be able to see something like round zero or simultaneous or something like that and be able to kind of understand it without necessarily being in pinball. But but again, I don't want to treat this as if I am the Vince McMahon of this Hall of Fame thing.
No, it's
Like that's
community.
what the
Good. I
Reddit
love
is
it, dude.
for. That's what the Reddit is for.
That's
Please use
awesome.
the Reddit. If I see somebody who's mentioned something to me, I'll put it in the Reddit, you know, real quick so that it's on there so that people can see, I've done that too. Or I haven't heard of that or whatever. So yeah, so that's that. But yeah, it's continuing, and I'm definitely gonna now that I'm on the record, I'm kind of holding myself accountable for this backlog.
Good.
That's part of the reason why I brought this up so that it's on the record. So I'm
It's
going
on
to
the
do
yeah.
this backlog.
And you know what I like
There it is.
that you said is, you did this every day. And we think about our friend Co at Quarter Drop.
Yeah.
And
He
he
does
talked
one
to us,
every
he
day.
said, I have to drop a video every day in order to keep people engaged. And that's what he does.
Yeah.
Even if he has a hard day, he's still dropping something, and I
Yeah.
mean, his followers are crazy just because,
Yeah. He does a great job, and so do you, Steve. It's awesome.
that's how you build.
As
That's how you build. That's
yeah.
algorithm. Yeah, that's how you
It
build.
is
That's
how you
that's
build.
algorithm.
It's what we've been doing, and not every day we post, but every 2 to 3 days we're posting a video,
You and her,
That's
yeah.
good.
we're
As long as
getting.
it's regular. As long as it's
It's
regular, it
pretty
appears that the
regular.
algorithm likes. Even if it was once a week, the algorithm likes once a week. It's what it
Yeah.
seems like. So just and again, yeah, like sure, the algorithm is there, but the algorithm is sort of a second thought to I'm a pinball fan, so I want to tell people about pinball stuff.
That's exactly
And
right.
so this site is this Fun with Bonus is basically a collection of my bookmarks over the years. Hey, look at this. This is pretty cool. Hey, check this out. I like this. Hey, I heard this podcast. This is pretty cool.
No,
Hey,
I
this
love
was
it.
interesting. That's all it really is.
But it's
It's just
great.
that for a certain time period I decided to do it every day and not Slack. And now I don't do it as often, but I still do it. But yeah, that's really what it is. It's just staying a pinball fan because I am, and that's what I
Awesome.
like.
Let's switch to competitive pinball really quick. What are your thoughts on the recent changes at D82? Because I know that was a place that you went a lot.
As far as the live streaming rig is not there anymore. I guess are they not
Well, they're
doing
not
live
putting
streams
as many big
anymore?
tournaments as well.
Yeah, we remember
Right,
you play the states up there and the state
right.
championships.
Yeah.
And
But counterpoint, they are doing one this weekend, and yes, I will be there.
All right.
There is a triple this weekend. There is a Valentine's Day triple, so that is happening, and I will. Hey, I'm like, cool. I got some time, so I'm going up there. Is there going to be as many people as before? Probably not. But I mean, I'm sure the locals will represent, and I like to be there because it's one of my favorite places to go. So yeah, I definitely want to go, and they're gonna have their summer classic because that's on the circuit. It's just not announced
Okay,
yet,
good.
but they're gonna have the summer classic, and that's gonna be the big one. So
Good.
that's gonna be the one. But once I saw this was open, I was like, come on, let's go. I'm going to check out D82. I haven't been there in a while. So that's going to be fun. So 3 tournaments this weekend at District 82. If you haven't, just, I don't know if this podcast is going to come out by then,
It's
but
going
if
to
it
come out
happens.
Friday, so
Oh, really? Perfect.
yeah.
Okay. So it's Friday. So some of us are already at District 82 right now. So go
But
there
it
and
comes out
play.
Friday morning, real early, so you got time to
That's
get your
good.
butt over there.
You can
So,
go there. Let's go. Let's go play.
I want to talk about competitive Steve Bowden. Now, you were one of the first podcasts I ever listened. I used to listen to Pinball Players podcast. It was Jeff from up in Portland, Maine, and you were one of the first podcasts I ever listened to back in 2020. And every time I hear people talk about Steve Bowden, it's like friendliest guy in pinball, nicest guy in pinball. But I've seen you down here at the Space City Open, and you have a game face. Yeah,
Because I have to try to concentrate.
You are
Yeah,
competitive.
Yeah.
it's my constant. I have to, like, okay, I gotta lock in. It's like, okay, what's not going right? Okay, fix this. All right, gotta lock in, gotta qualify. So definitely, I mean, there's definitely a time to turn it on, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is a game. So yeah, at the end of the day, we are having fun, but it's a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sports.
Sport.
So it's like a mixture of get in there and lock in, and also don't forget to have fun at the event. You're at the Space City Open where there's other things to do. So
Yeah.
don't forget to, because especially when you're in match play and you're kind of zoned in that area and you can't get out because you're in match play versus like a herb style or a set base like in this where you can play a set and then leave and go eat lunch and then chill and then come back and play a set. But
Right.
match play is different. You gotta lock in. Okay, I gotta last that round. Can't do that anymore. Gotta get better than that next round. Only got time to go to the bathroom and have water. Let's go. Maybe that's the reason why some people don't like those types of tournaments.
Yeah, maybe.
And they go to the herb style. We can just go in and plug away on a game for a half hour and then go have a beer and then come back and play some more games. But yeah, sometimes you gotta lock in. But yeah, I got my tournament. I was getting my tournament schedule together. Just making sure I get my accommodations done, get it all done. Advanced. Gotta make sure I get my flight back to Yagpin. And I'm make sure
Okay.
Yagpin.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Because I won the best card championship at the last one, so I have champion's obligation to return.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta go try. I mean, Luke the Horniak was about to sweep the whole thing, and he was in the final. Like, if I didn't win that game of was it Alien Poker, he was he was ready to just take all 3 events. It would have been like maybe the greatest whopperization for one person ever. And I
I
just
heard
happened to be in the way. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
I heard
I
those
got
games.
in there.
I heard those games are hard.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
man.
It's like game song blocks. Yep. Touch tilts. Yep. Inconsistent tilts. Yep. And then let's get to the thing I learned about, which deserves I don't know if it's an official flipper. Like, what is it Halo flippers? The ones with the gap in. There's the precision flippers, which are a little bit shorter, right? And then there's what are those flippers called with the gap in them? I think it's called the like Halo flippers. It's like as they're flippers, but it's not a solid flipper. There's a hole in there, and it
Really?
changes the yeah. I would go find a picture because that was in the best card. Like, people were playing Godzilla with the precision flippers, and I think the Iron Man was in there had the gap flippers in there, standard flipper size, but it had the.
Ridiculous.
Could you
I'm
see
like,
it, or was it just a surprise?
no, you could look up and I mean, you knew it was there. It's just like,
Okay.
you just whether you're going to play it as part of your card because it was best card. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're going to play it. And I'm like, huh. So yeah, it's so not only are they set difficult, you might run into a couple of those too. So yeah, it was
That's
rough.
ridiculous. That's why I'm so glad I suck sometimes.
It
One
is
thing that
rough.
makes you such a great competitive player is really this encyclopedic knowledge that you have for these games and these strategies? How do you retain this information, Steve? How do you retain all this
The,
knowledge?
the answer is I don't really. The answer is I try to branch off a few things that I know
We don't
and
believe
then see if I can remember other things because there are like some of the recent games have run away from me. Like I am no longer the master of rules that I used to be because I run into games like Rush, which
you. Yeah.
tell me to hit a red thing to change a non-red thing into a non-red thing. And that loss of color sense that it messes with my brain. I'm like, wait a minute, no, I don't understand why. I just want to play Working Man because I like the Working Man song because the
Yeah, and
animations
Rush
of
messes
Working
with
Man,
everybody,
the
man.
animations with Working Man are great, and I love that just because of the way the animations are, and the score is pretty good too. I want to play Working Man. I know Working Man is this color because the color is on the thing on the screen, and I shoot the record of that color, and it doesn't say Working Man, and I'm like, what happened? And then I have somebody explain it to me, and then I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm sorry. Like I got the explanation, and I'm like, okay, I'm out. I can't. I'm just gonna play Rush like I play X Men, because then I'll have fun. Like old X
Yeah.
Men, not new X Men. Like if I play Rush like I play X Men, old X Men, oh man, it's fun. I'm like Cyclops, Storm, combo, uh, Beast, Gambit combo. Let's go back to Professor X, Rogue, nice. You know, I may not be doing anything because I'm not doing anything right, but I'm like the ball's going around and I'm doing cool things. But that's one that got away from me. But as far as like rules to most games, yeah, I got them most down. And if there's like a thing to do, I can remember a thing to do. But and the rest are just sort of hopefully I can come with while I'm standing
I
up there.
don't believe it.
There really some classic games where I'm looking at the card and I'm like, how do you like the spinner? Okay,
Uh,
good. All right, we're ready to go.
all
All
right.
right,
Well,
we're
that's
just
a
lighting the
classic.
spinner. Good, whatever. But yeah, especially like some of the newer ones have run away from me a little bit. I definitely need some practice on those. But but like for example, like Godzilla makes a whole lot of sense, so that just stays with that helps to stay with me. Part of
Okay.
Godzilla because Godzilla has a plan, and if you
Yeah,
don't follow the plan, you're done.
that's
That's I
right.
mean, it's that's like one thing maybe I don't like about Godzilla. I like everything else, like not like 95% of it. I think that other 5% is like if you don't follow the plan, if you don't stay on the path, you are dead. You know,
It can be a little paint by numbers. Yeah, I can see that.
oh, it's like, oh, you played ball one and you didn't beat Geigen? Oh, I'm sorry. Your game's over, sir.
The game's
You only
over. I
you
know this.
only you only
Yeah.
halfway beat Geigen? Oh man, no, you mean you can't take that into your Titanosaurus 2X multi-ball next time? Oh, I'm sorry. You're off the plan. You can't.
Yeah.
Oh man, you didn't get the super on your first multi-ball, so you can get Monster Zero on level 4. Oh man, I'm sorry. Your person you played with did, so you lost. Just don't even play. You better grind because
You gotta grind.
your scoring curve just went way down,
Yeah.
buddy. So you better hope you can get Mega Godzilla Super and get and get Terror. Okay, you're back. If you can get Terror, you're back. But if not, I'm sorry, man. Stay on the path. Stay on the path.
Let's switch to the pinball industry itself. I wanted to say a moment. I'm sorry for such bad luck you've had with with pinball companies.
Hey,
And
like man,
I'm sure
hey,
you're
as
under.
I said, I'm still a fan. I'm
I,
still a pinball fan.
Awesome.
I know you are, and that's what's so awesome, right? And I'm sure you're under NDAs, and I'm not going to ask you anything that's going to come close to violating any of these agreements. My my first question is, how difficult is it to work in this industry? How difficult is this industry itself?
I mean, yes, it is hard to make pinball games. I mean, but if you have a team, I mean, like with Barry's game, I had no, I had a team. I say I had a team, like it's my team. It's American Pinball's team, but I had a group of people who I trusted and cared about, knew what they were doing, and just look at the names on the thing, and it's. I mean, first of all, I got to have my name next to Barry, right, and then next to Dennis Norman. I mean, come on, right, and then. Right.
Oh,
And then Ryan McQuaid, he does the bash locks and opens the game back up for me. I'm like, oh thank goodness, I got my saucers back. Oh man, this works. I can put rules on the thing that I want. So I mean, so yeah, and Joe Sober, Casey Butler, Jessica Durbella. I'm gonna miss people's names. Jack Hager, who created the characters on there. I mean, I'm gonna miss names, so I should have started naming people, but I just care
Oh,
about these
it's
people too
fine.
much,
Yeah.
and a couple of them are still working at AP, so I really wish them luck because I want them to be good. Um, but yeah, and so with that team that we were able to bring out Barry's game and really like complete his legacy and even though the game's not finished and there's still many ideas in the thing that are not finished yet in it. I mean, there's still lights that don't do what I want them to do, but it's one of those where I'll take what I can get. We got it this far. We'll see if it can go farther in the future. I don't know. But well, I was like, I'll take it. Like the dealer dealt me a king and a jack. I have 20. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. The dealer has 21. Okay, whatever, fine. Okay. But hey, at least I'm glad to start. I've started hearing people say that the game is fun and they like to play it and it's really cool so a nice balance from the negativity. Of course, you put something out there, you should expect to get some negativity because that is the world, that is the internet, that is people. So take the good with the bad, but I just hope that you get to play it and you get to. First, I hope you get to play it with some good flippers, right? That keeps surviving after a few hours. Now that at Indisk we figured out how to get the thing to Indisk, the Galactic Tank Force lasted the whole index, not a problem. So like, oh, okay, so this is all we got to do. Oh, but we don't work here anymore, and we figured it out. Oh, okay. So when you play Barry's game, hopefully it's strong flippers so you can get the flow I want you to have and the combos I want you to have and get the fireworks and get all this stuff that's running in the background that you see in this video. This video is the rules video. This right here.
Okay.
It's the rules video describing some, tips and tricks on how to play and stuff. So I'm grateful to American Pinball and the American Pinball team and the people that I mentioned there that helped bring this game to reality because it's like the loop. It's like a 40-year loop of when I played Space Shuttle. Barry's One of Barry's games that got me into the hobby, essentially at 6 or 7 or however old I was, and now to design a game with Barry
Yeah.
that kind of takes some shape from Space Shuttle because it's kind of like what I hope we could do. And that's like a 40-year loop of my life there. So that's why this game is so special to me because of that. And why I always call myself co-designer because Barry, just make sure Barry is co-designer as well. Do not forget it's Barry O's Barbecue Challenge. It's just that when things happened, I had to take some responsibilities and be like, oh crap, I'm de facto designer, aren't I? All right, let's see what we can do here and let's get this thing going. Time to be a pinball designer, time to make those calls, time to take responsibility, time to do all the, take full responsibility of every call, make sure the ramps work right, and make sure, things work the way I want them to work or as close as I can get them to. I mean, one of the things is pretty cool. I mean, I go back to a couple of moments where like I would have an idea in my head, and then the team would do it, and it would be like, "Wow, this is exactly what I was thinking. How did you do that?" Like they were. It's like I had a couple of those moments, and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty good." Like either I described it really well, or they're good. Okay, they're really good at what they're doing. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, like I said, I'm thankful that the game was released. It is out there, and they are out there. And thank you to those who bought them and played it, and those who saw the live streams and saw us playing it and having fun with it. And um, I hope there will be further code updates. There's supposed to be one with Lyman Skillshot in it, like the one we showed on the Pinburg live stream. It wasn't officially in there at that time. It's supposed to be in there, so I'm hoping for something in that. Can't promise because I don't work there. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
With
it for that. But yeah.
this really kind of leads into the big question that when I was talking to Jamie, like I really wanted to get out there is you'd mentioned kind of, sometimes in pinball, there can be kind of like a pile-on mentality. Like when a game comes out, if a big content creator, a podcaster has like a negative opinion on something, even if people haven't played the game, it cements itself as fact. I think a lot of that happened with John Wick. I mean, when that came out, there was maybe some negative press on that game, and then people had negative feelings. I really like John Wick. I listened to Nick Lane the other day. He said it's his favorite Stern game that's come out this year. Cal and Rachel were talking about how it's only been out for half a year, and it's one
It
of their
makes
biggest
money.
earner. Yeah. Um, and I think the same thing happened with the last two American pinball releases with GTF and Barrios Barbecue Challenge. Now we have a GTF. I love that game. I think
Yeah.
it's absolutely beautiful when we unboxed it. I think it shoots well. I think your rule set is deep and interesting if people are willing to take the time to dig into it. But it just for some reason, oh, and the tank. I love the tank. I love the
Right.
tank.
And
It's
again,
such a
uh,
risk reward.
just point of clarification is very important. Not my rules. Joe Schober, Josh Kugler.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not mine.
I thought you were about
I maybe assisted in a maybe low level way. I have assisted in code on that game.
okay.
But again, very important to clarify.
His rule set.
Schober, Kugler rules on that.
Okay.
And it was the same thing with Barrios. I mean,
Mm.
I haven't played it, but I know a lot of people that went to TPF, and when they came back and I asked them, how was this game? They all loved it. I mean, they had great things to say about it, but for some reason, things got out. Oh, this game,
Yeah,
I don't know why. And
I think there's a pile-on mentality.
I
Sure.
do, and I wanted Steve Bowden to have this opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about some of these games. Put some positivity out there. What are things that you really like about these games? Because I mean, like I said, I've always enjoyed American pinball games. My favorite game of all time is
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. I love that game. Pretty
Nice,
Steve
nice.
Bowden, but
Hey,
and I have my
hey,
reasons. I'm not going to get into it,
now,
but I enjoy these games. So tell me, what about
I
Barry?
mean,
What about GTF do you love?
oh man. Well, I love, well, first of all, the art, the Franchi art. Okay. Let's even,
Mm,
that's lock it in.
It's beautiful.
Lock it in. And then of course the Jack Hager, the genius with what he did with the story. I mean, with what he did with with the Princess Adoya and the ice cream. And it's like, this is crazy. What is this? And it's just fun. It's just goofy to, oh, I'm going to save the ice cream and the cows are there and you can start. It is just goofy fun there. I mean, I know I'm heavily biased because my name is
Sure.
signed on the signature editions because of the
We had
code,
it. We
but
had number 4.
nice. I mean, yeah, and it is fun to play, and I'm hoping the people at the Indisc, the Open Championship, had fun with it. I hope it didn't break up any of your sets. Although Belcio had it on very hard mode, he had it on very hard. So like that's why I didn't even play it as part of my sets. I'm like, man, I play this game to have fun. If I play it in a tournament way, I'm going to lose. The game is made for you to just have fun like a normal person. Like just step up like a normal person and just, oh, it's lit, shoot the thing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, it's lit there. Oh, a mode started. Do what the mode says to do. Okay, hit the tag couple times. Oh, you got ball safe. Hit the tag couple times. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Start. Oh, lock is lit. Shoot the lock. Like, don't think too hard. If you think too hard, you're going to die.
Yeah, that game is brutal. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. We had it. The only issue, and I'm not crapping on your former organization, was like if you played 4-player,
For some reason, yeah,
it just couldn't handle it.
That was, well, obviously that was a fix in the latest beta, which is
Yeah.
not released yet. But again, no promises. It's supposed to be released, but the Indisc beta, like that's what we were working on for Indisc tournament, is to get that new version up so that it can survive a 4-day thing, and
Yeah.
it did. So that test, passing that test is a good enough a test to pass there because you
Well, I hope
got.
they release it, because if they don't, we can't bring it back until they release that, because we have tournaments here.
Right. So
So,
obviously, so I mean, the proof is in the pudding. In this 4 days, it was played. Right. It was played constantly. So there you go. So I'm just waiting to see whether that comes out. I believe it. I believe it will. It's my opinion. I don't know. I don't know anything because again, we worked on it. So
Yeah.
and so we we being myself, Dave Fix, Casey Butler, programmer who still works there, Ryan McQuaid, Bree Reynolds. We were over at Fix's house playing his Galactic. And then working on it, check it, check for bugs. Okay, why are two balls coming out? What is
Yeah.
this? Do it. Go back. Go back. Okay, change this. Okay, how's this work? Is this too forgiving? This is a game breaker. Can we tone down this mode? Okay, before it gets Zendesk. All right. One thing we need to do is that we need to put mode timeout prevention. We learned because people were timing out the modes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But if you do that, you get to the end with no points. So then people started not timing out the modes again. Right? Because if you can do that, but you get to the end with nothing, like you're doing nothing. Like you're supposed to play the mode so that your mode totals go into the final,
Right.
right? So like if you take a big mode and get like several hundred million, that several hundred million goes into the final, which you can then recollect. But people will bring in like 10 million into the final and then grinding the final for no points. And so, like, oh, okay, whatever. So, but if you needed a safe score, you would do that to get 150 million just so you didn't get zero, right?
Yeah. Because
And that's the thing you got to do at a tournament,
yeah.
right? You got to get a safe
Oh, yeah.
score. Okay, I can get 150 and do it versus someone who needs 500 million. Oh, okay, I got to play the ramp mode and I got to play
Yeah.
meltdown. Okay, I can't be timing stuff. All right, cool. But it does need a mode timeout prevention for tournaments. But yeah, I hope it comes out. I think it will. I have faith
Well,
that it
fingers
will.
crossed over here.
Yeah, so if I can get an update for GTF, if I get an update for Barry's game with Lyman's update and the display improvements that are on it, some of which are back here in this video.
Yeah, well,
As far
that one's your
as
baby. I mean,
as
give people a second, opinion about, why give Barrio's Barbecue Challenge a second chance if you haven't tried, or a first chance if you haven't even tried it.
it's probably a first chance because
Probably.
Yeah.
because hatred gets clicks.
Mhm.
That is a general rule of the internet. Hatred gets clicks, and so then what happens is that gives you a first impression, and then you're done. Um, but it's not even like begging and pleading or whatever, just to give him a chance. No, just play the game and just let me know what you like, what you don't like. I tried to, once what happened, like I started transitioning the game over into a Barry tribute game, trying to fit as much of Barry's career in it as I could, which are the 11 Barry games that are in the game. Um, just recently, I think was it Pentastic just came out with their seminars, one of which is the Barrios seminar, where I reveal the 11 games that are in Barry's game. The references like Doctor Who and Cyclone and Dracula and whatever. So they're not like it doesn't say Dracula. It's like this mode is because of Dracula.
We
This
just played
thing
that
is
last night.
this
Yeah.
this this aspect is because of Doctor Who, things like that. So um all I can say is yes, it's meant to be a simple game that's easy to understand until you start discovering certain things. And then you figure, oh, wait a minute, but still to be approachable for everyone. And I hope you just try it. There are some things that are not finished on it, but I hope for the future that maybe they will be. But I really hope you give it a chance and just get some fireworks, bash the locks, and try to make the number bigger. That's the key. Is like take some risks as well. The game is based on taking risks. So like if you find your winning challenges at 1 stars because you're not taking enough risks. Try to get those other 4 stars for the 5 star. Try to get the playful X up so that you can cash in instead of 10 million, 300 million for a win. I've seen wins as high as 400 million for port card, and you get because if someone gets a 4x at 5 stars, that's 20x. So, and if you got the number big enough and you do everything right, there's just ways for you to cash in because I want you to be able to like come back from any deficit. If someone gets a billionaire, you can come back from it as long as you take risks, and you can. I love them like with the multi-ball and the progressive jackpot that builds on itself because of jackpot. That's jackpot's multi-ball. At least the scoring system is. But in jackpot, it's 50 million, then 75, then 100 million, right? And so it's like that. But in Barry's game, it's your number and then your number times 1.5, then your number times 2, then your number. So you want your number to be bigger so that you're building. If it's a million, okay, it's a million, 1.5, 2 million, 2.5, 3. If it's 10 million, or then it's 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, 25 million for each jackpot, and then the playfield X. So you can come back if you take a risk. That's what it is. So
I've always found that, if there's a game that for some reason I don't like, 90% of the time it's because I don't understand it or haven't put enough time into the game. Like I'll play it once or twice, like, oh, I don't like this game. But then if I, dig into the rules, I play it some more, I find, oh, there's some stuff going on here. And
Do you think it was tough though? I'm not trying to pile on, all right, but you think it was tough because Barrio, like outside of pinball, nobody knows who Barry is, right?
it's tough because it's not a license. It's not a license.
Okay.
People say they want unlicensed games. No, they don't. They want licenses. Period.
Yeah.
I will no longer believe anyone who says that ever. You need a license. I don't care.
Well, you just like
we want unlicensed games, but not like that.
Right.
I'm not a buyer though, so that's
it. Sorry.
Okay.
I used to be like, people like unlicensed games until they say they don't, and people like licensed games until they say they don't. I think I've lost that other position. I think it has to be licensed or no. I think we're dead, right? Because I mean, why does John Wick earn? Doesn't matter that John Wick's good. It's a good game now. I mean, I like the flow of the ramps. I mean, sometimes I don't appreciate that little bumper in the thing, the way it drops out of the bumper.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
But still, on the thing, it says John Wick. So when you go up and you look at the game, it says John Wick. I know that name. What is this thing? I will play it. Done. There's the first $1. Now it's up to the game to get the second $1 in there.
Yeah.
Hopefully the game's fun enough to get the second $1. But John Wick gets the first $1 in there.
Yeah.
Barrio's Barbecue Challenge does not.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. It has to be a license. It has to be Godzilla gets the first $1 in there. Done. I mean, who that's a perennial name. Does matter. It has to be a license because you have to get past that you have to get that mind share of the casual person who doesn't know pinball at all, who is going past the redemption games, right? And you see all the redemption games with their licensed names, right? And you go and see, oh, there's another thing. I know what this is from my childhood or from last week or from, oh, there's a movie coming out of this thing, or a movie came out from this last year, or this was on Netflix, Stranger Things. It's the license is that powerful because pinball is such a niche thing anyway.
Right.
You need as much help as you can get. So a game can be good. Like I love Legends of Valhalla, the way it freaking plays, and
yeah.
I love the loop. I love the looping. I love backhanding the left ramp, comboing, comboing the orbit into the ship, and doing all that. But again, it doesn't say Marvel Thor or something. It says Legends of Valhalla. Like Galactic just doesn't say Galaxy Quest with a picture of Tim Allen on the front or something. Even that, maybe that could be something. I'm just trying to think of something that could match with Galactic Tank Force that's not Star Trek or Star Wars, because those are taken and they cost too much. So, or the one with McFarlane, Todd McFarlane. What was the show he did that was Star Trek, but better than Star Trek? I forgot the name of it. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
it was one season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. But
it was like a Galaxy Quest kind of.
Even that's a name-ish, right? That's like a half license.
Yeah, that's
a half license, right? Like that's that's kind of there. That gets you a little bit there. That maybe gets 50 cents of the dollar in there. It doesn't get the whole dollar in.
Right.
It gets you to look at it, right? But yeah, you need licenses. That's kind of where we are right now
Do
in
you
the world.
think do you think American pinball will survive in 3, 4 years?
Not as it is. I don't know. Like as it is now with, I mean, I wish them well. I wish them luck, of course. Game 7 has my rules on it. I put my heart and soul in
I'd love
those
to ask
things.
you a lot of questions on Game 7, but you have an NDA, so
And I
I've
thank you.
heard it's very fun to shoot. I've heard
I
it.
I yeah, I thank you for respecting that, but I
Yeah,
understand. But yeah, like I said, hey, let's navigate this together. Yes,
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
it's
I,
fun.
I
It's fun. I really hope that this gets released. I really hope it doesn't end up like a Kingpin.
yeah.
I really hope it doesn't end like that because
I want a Kingpin
Ryan,
too.
because like I said, it's public that it is Ryan's game. Like like
Hmm.
Ryan has said that he was on deck, so I can say that. And yeah, believe me, this was I enjoyed writing the rules for that a lot,
Well, I hope it comes out. I hope it's a
a
hit.
lot.
And
Tell me about other games that might.
yeah, do you think? All right, so now we're off the hot seat here, but I heard
Hey,
the deep.
whatever, hot seat or not. I mean, I did
He used to
homework for Deep
barbecue.
Root, so
Yeah,
I
I
did
know.
homework
I
for
didn't even ask
Voldemort.
you any deep root questions.
Yeah,
Well, we're
But here's my deep root
but
question. Okay,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
here's my deep root question. I think DPX owns the rights to Raza. I might be
Okay,
mistaken on that. So my
okay.
question is, do you want someone to build Raza?
Oh yeah. Please. I'm interested if they would use my rules though. I don't
Mm,
know.
I don't
I
know.
mean, now, like I said, that's what I'm interested in. I was like, yes, I want to see it built. I mean, probably not because like the Deep Root Raza had the pin bar, which I used as part of it, like the pin bar where it was a
Right, I
touch screen
liked it.
down. So that was part of it. So yeah, I'm interested to see. I really hope it comes out. I'm just interested to see what it would be, whether it would be a completely different thing. Is it still going to have Ned in it, the alien overlord Ned? Is it still going to have
Yeah.
the princess in it? It's going to be the same story. I mean, how much of it is going to be congruent with what the rules were when I worked on it? Which, by the way, if you want to see, if you want to go down a little rabbit hole, you can go on my website, funwithbonus.com, and search Raza. It's still there. What was publicly released? So we like those are things that can be talked about because they're
Yeah.
public. Just go to funwithbonus.com/category/Raza, and
There you
you'll
go,
see
ladies and gentlemen.
a bunch of posts on what was in the game, like everything that because I wasn't a big hit of saying this is what's gonna happen. I didn't like that. I didn't want to talk about what's gonna happen when it talked about Raza. I said, I'm only putting things on this website that are in the game. So that way, when the game comes out, people can look at it and see all the stuff, and then I have no unfair advantage if someone plays the game against me in a tournament or something. So there's rules on it. There's narrative, like there's story. There's storyboards. Quinn Johnson, who works for Turner Pinball, he did storyboards for it. So there's like
Hmm.
storyboards on that. Um, which
I
one,
hope somebody makes it because I got to play it
I
at the
hope
Houston Arcade
so.
Expo, and I really dug it, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it.
and at the Houston show, that one didn't have the pin bar in it because it was
No, it
not
didn't.
in
They
that
were.
at the
That's
last
right.
minute. Yeah,
That's right.
it was gonna have it in there, but it wasn't for the Houston show. But for the Fliptronic live stream at What's Brewing, it was on there, and so those people got to do the pin bar and everything
Hmm.
and doing that. So that
Well,
was
those
there.
are our
Yeah, I
friends,
did.
Tonic. I love those
Yeah,
people
I
and
mean
What's Brewing.
hey, I wish I don't. Maybe they still have that video. I don't know. It's not on Twitch anymore. Because I mean, I did homework. I wanted to be like, okay, well, I don't want to be negative and be like, this is what I can't talk about. So I did some homework, and I was like, well, what can I talk about? Like, let's look at it from a positive direction and say,
Yeah.
oh, okay, here's this post that This Week in Pinball did. And they did the thing and they showed the games that were advertised to come out on the website. So those are things that are beyond the NDA. Hooray. At least the fact that those games were projected to come out. So I did do that homework just to see what I could talk about. But yeah, I there are some times when yes, I do miss the pin bar. I think that was a great idea.
I do
I
too.
think I think there would have been an issue with the whole don't put your drinks on the game thing, even though there was a shield around it to protect against the drink on the game thing. But that might have been an issue with the drink and the game thing. There were tests, to about that, testing drinks on the game. Did it harm it? Seemed to be fine, from what I remember. I don't know, but that could have been an issue. But it's just that pin bar opened up a lot of like functionality and it was right there and I could look at it and you could play the status report and just play along with it if you wanted to. You could just have the status report up at all times and the shot log which listed every single shot you made and the point value as you were making it.
Yeah.
And you could go back and see what you did and magna save with the button. Oh, you want a magna save? Hit the touchscreen and it works all the time. And yes, I do miss it. So yeah, I hope it does come out. I don't know in what capacity will the pin bar transfer over. I have no idea. I don't
We'll
know.
have
Did,
to
did
wait
they
and
get the
see.
pin bar? We'll have to wait and see. But it'll be
Yeah.
very, very interesting. Yeah, I got my popcorn ready. I'm just interested to know. I'm interested to know if they're going to use the same rules that we had on the Deep Root Raza. But like I said, if you're interested, the rabbit hole is there. It's a little bit of a rabbit hole. You can find it if you're interested to see. There are some gaps in it because I literally was about to write another section when I stopped writing in it because I figured I don't know what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
am I supposed to keep writing about it? Does this mean so I just stopped writing it? So like I said, yeah, if you're interested, it will stay there as long as I
There you
keep paying
go.
for the web hosting. It will stay there
Keep
forever
paying
because
for it.
it's pinball history. So I keep it there.
Do
I will
you
keep it there.
do you want to stay in the industry?
Yes,
Okay.
I know. It's like strike two, as far as I'm concerned. Like I'm not saying strike two for me. It's like strike
Right.
two against the industry for me
Yeah.
toward the industry. This is twice now. Um, But yes, I I do. I would like to stay in the industry. So if there if
That'd be a
there
charm.
so if there are people in the industry who would like my services, such as they are varied and such as many that I did for American Pinball, which turned out to be a lot as I started to inhale. Just, I mean, you know what I mean. You sometimes you get that imposter syndrome and you don't think you do a lot
Mhm.
until you work on your resume and you realize, man, I did a lot. So, and I'm pretty proud of what I did. I mean,
Well,
I don't get to talk about myself a lot. I usually talk about other people. That's what the site's
yeah.
for.
It is for
But
you, and
yeah,
good luck
I
in whatever
did
the
a
future holds for you,
lot.
sir.
Give
Good
me your
luck.
Yeah,
flowers.
yeah, man.
Honestly, I've enjoyed this interview very, very much, and I
I'm,
wish you nothing but the best, dude.
man, that was an hour already. I could have
No,
gone for
but
another whole
We're
hour,
we're
bro.
not done. We're not done. We got
Don't get
5
behind
minutes
me.
left.
Okay,
All right, because we have a rapid fire question and answer game called
right.
the
I
Hurry
heard
Up.
this. Right, I'm gonna try not to think too hard about it. I'm gonna try.
All
right.
Okay,
Don't think.
gonna
I'm
try.
just
The
gonna.
first thing that comes to mind.
Don's gonna start us off. We're working on the hurry up because it's not hurried.
Well,
Mhm.
some people don't.
Some
hurry
people
it.
don't hurry.
Steve's
It's-
gonna play by
feel
the
I'm
right.
gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Dave, what is your best or most memorable tournament victory?
Tournament victory. As far as like just like first place or just any win at all.
Any?
Give me a first place. I want a first place.
Oh my goodness! I had this.
God, I'm panicking, Donovan.
He's got so
Oh
many.
my
of them, that's
goodness!
the
I'm trying to think of my most memorable one because sure, the most memorable one would be the last one, which is a District 82. But it's like, no, that's not it. It's like, I mean, I mean, the most memorable one would be District 82 because that's the most recent one,
You
or
can do
the
That's a very
no,
Kobe.
or no, it's
staple.
no, it's the Yegfin best card because it's the most recent like semi-major one, 190 whoppers. That I mean, I mean, as far as like individual wins, I definitely can tell you some individual wins, like the mathematical victory over Keith Elwin on Jackpot at Northwest many years ago, when I was literally like adding up how much I needed in Casino Run to beat him,
Oh,
or the
nice.
or the 600 million on Monster Bash against Daniele Acciari at the circuit final back when it was with the ladder format. Um, that I mean, but those are individual wins on the way to a thing, you know.
Okay.
So,
I like
but as far as like most memorable, okay, the most recent one is the best card at Yegpin. So I'm looking forward to going back there. And now that I know the reputation of Yegpin, I'm kind of ready. I hope I'm not over ready for it. And I hope I can just be like, be good and just qualify. But I'm more ready now that I know that games can be on blocks and things.
You release a bear in there, probably.
All right.
Yes.
Better food, Chicago or Texas?
Texas barbecue. Yeah, yeah. I'm
You beat into that one. Go ahead, Don.
sorry.
Hey,
Texas.
classic machines. Give me Attack from Mars or Medieval Madness.
Attack from Mars. And no. Attack from Mars. Here's the reason. Thank you. This is a fantastic question. Attack from Mars to me is very
Don't
Medieval
get
Madness.
excited. He wrote it.
Okay. Thank you for this question. Thank
Thank
you. Attack from Mars is very Medieval Madness to me because of the shield on Attack from Mars. The shield isn't always down. On Medieval Madness, the shield is always ready for you to hit. I'm done.
Jamie just didn't
That's
like it.
it.
He loves Medieval Madness.
He did that for me because medieval.
Yes, I like Medieval Madness. Medieval Madness wins on the humor by a hair,
Humor,
But
that's
because
true.
of that shield guarding the spaceship, which stops you from just cheesing the center all day, and how dangerous it is, because half the shot center of Medieval Madness fall into the moat instead of coming back at you. The danger doesn't start until the drawbridge comes down. Attack from Mars, you hit the shield, you're in danger. You hit the back of the ship, you're in danger. So that right there makes it a better game. There's more risk in there. And yeah, it's like you want to start multi-ball, you better have that shield down. Oh, you chose to start the multi-ball without the shield. Okay, without the shield up. Okay, that's on you. All right, fine. So I understand those people who like Medieval is always rated higher than Attack from Mars. I've seen it always rated higher.
Yeah.
I am a reverse guy. I am an AFM over
love it.
Medieval.
Does Steve Bowden have a pinball rival?
I don't know. I don't know if I have a pinball
I
rival.
know there's Yankees, Red Sox, there's Ohio State, Michigan, there's
Jamie
Steve
Donovan.
Bowden. Oh, yeah, Jamie Donovan. There's Steve Bowden and
I'm sure there's been people who used to be my rival who have passed me. I'm sure at one point, maybe Jason Zoller was a rival for about 5 minutes until he destroyed me, and then now he's the number one player in the world.
hey, he's coming up later.
I don't know if maybe that's the closest thing, but I don't know. If it's like a real rival. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if like most favorite game and least favorite game or questions coming out are those questions in this.
We can
think so.
here. No, we didn't go with that.
We don't want the
Okay.
We want the
negative.
negative.
Because I can tell you my rival that's a game.
Okay, give it to
all
us. All right. Give me rival, your least favorite game to play.
Volley.
Tournament.
Period. End. Volley.
Volley.
My least favorite game of all time.
District 82. There you
There
go.
I hate volley. It hates me. That's
You
it.
got some Texans that like volley.
Yeah, they do.
Oh man, yeah, the Colin McAlpine legendary one ball volley is the greatest
Yeah,
video
man, he
ever
loved-
in
he
the
loved
history. I hate that game.
He
It always
loves
finds
it.
a way to screw me. It's like, oh man, you had a good game. You got all three top lanes. Guess what now? You're gonna tilt because you flipped too rapidly once. Oh, end of game. Really? Oh, okay.
Let's talk a little classic pinball machine. What is a better classic pinball machine theme? Playing cards or pool?
I'm gonna give it to cards by a hair. I think it's just my personal preference. I think no other reason other than preference.
All right.
Just me liking Joker Poker a lot.
Yeah, I figured you loved Joker Poker.
I think that's it. Yeah, I really don't have another good reason for it. I mean, yeah,
worked.
I don't
It
have
worked.
another good
Especially
reason
for the
for it.
rapid fire.
And
This one's personal to me and Jamie.
All right.
Think
Better
that-
representation of New York. Upstate or the city?
Better representation of New York as a state,
As a
upstate, or the city. Upstate because there's more of it. I mean, I don't know if that's what you said. There's more of it. It's
so ridiculous.
Thank you,
there's
Steve.
more. There's more area of state. So by average, okay, sure. People average, it's the city.
Yeah.
Better
Area, it's upstate. I know.
I'm like third on that list anyway because I'm from Long Island, which is like even worse than that. So
I'm from upstate, but
he's from upstate.
I realize we're more New England.
Yeah, you're New England. You're Canada.
We're cow farmers.
Go ahead, Donovan.
Gobble holes, yay or nay?
Oh God, please no. Oh, no. I know they put the big points in there too, but no. Don't like them. Don't like them.
Your favorite pinball commentator to sit next to?
Because see, I can work with most anybody. I have to think about this. I tried to be quick about it, and I tried.
You're doing
to
great.
think.
You don't have to say me. We've only done it twice. We've only done it
There's
twice.
there's so many good ones. Cause like
There are.
I mean, I go through Colin McAlpine, Bowen Karras. Dalton
Yeah.
Ely is awesome on the mic. Dalton's great.
Dalton is good.
Kaylee George, you see the Kaylee George commentary on Johnny Mnemonic on the Index Final is legendary. Make sure you check that out. That just happened. I can't do it. It's too. Well, I mean, I could bail. Okay, I could bail out and say Teolis. Okay,
There you go.
Yeah,
because it's Teolis, But I mean,
Teolis is pretty damn good.
if you're talking about a non-professional, like, because Teolis could go into a Major League Baseball commentary booth and do it. Like, it'd just be like, hey, this person's sick, and Teolis, who has a press pass, happens to be there.
Teolis gave me
Go
shit
in there in the booth, and he would do it. So I guess the correct answer probably is Teolis. Right?
It's a pretty good combination.
Good commentator, good interviewer, good on the fly, good voice. Great commentator voice. So it's yeah.
I thought that was
give
going to
it
be
to
a pinball
Teolis.
rival. I thought you were going to say, but
He is a good rival, though. He is
rival.
He is, after all, the best pinball player in Australia, right? Isn't that what he says? I think he says like he's the best pinball player. He's perfect in Australia. I think he said.
That's what you do. You show up once, you win, and you walk away.
Retired, done.
Yep. Mike.
So tell me, the music pins, they're kind of dominated by the rock genre. What is an unrepresented music genre that you think needs to be explored?
Oh, I was gonna say techno, but technically Tron's got it.
Please say
Tron's
techno,
got
yes.
that. It's techno EDM, but like Tron's sort of halfway there, right? But I'd like to see a pure Deadmau5 thing, or like a pure. What if Armin van Buuren was like, you know what?
Hey, with flying colors, Steve.
What?
You wrote these. He wrote these for
I was
you.
like, guess what I want to do? I want to do a pinball game, and every time you hit a certain target, it does things like Lumines does, and then you can create your own mix Lumines style with the targets, and then depending on the target or you hit is the mix you make, and then
Exactly.
if you can
Think
sort of
about
do
lighting.
it that way. Like do lighting on it. Try to do it in a way that's sort of DDR-ish, but with pinball. I don't know how you would work it with a pinball because the ball is live, but somehow you can make a mix, and
You're gonna have to have double spinners on it, like the turntable.
That has to be either has to be those two. Either have to be like upper flipper shots that you can keep spinning, or they're on the playfield messing with you Beatles style. Maybe that's a little bit of a bailout.
You might be onto something here.
But
Steve's onto something.
something, because again, I'm thinking of rules of how you can like make a mix, and then quality of mix, and then how many times you repeat it, when does the beat drop, if you if it's
The sound design would
it
be
works.
challenging.
The sound design will be like you'd basically have to get like you'd have to have David Thiel on the phone, like David Thiel. We have to be like, please, David, please. Please
All
help
right,
us.
here's our final question, Steve.
Ooh, this is a good.
Final question. You have $1,000 chip.
Okay.
You're in Vegas.
You gotta make a bet.
Escher versus Zoller, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Called it.
Yeah.
Escher versus Zoller. Okay.
Yeah. Who are you taking?
Escher versus Zoller. It's
We're
any
not-
game?
we're-
Like this is
we're not
any
giving you a
random game?
We're not giving you a
You're
game.
not
This
giving
is
you a game. You got to put a chip.
Random game. Okay. Okay, so I'm matching this is perfectly calm and good Zoller, and Escher with no help from his encyclopedia of friends that he has with him to do that. So this is pure Escher and Zoller in isolation booths, right? By themselves,
A quiz
and they
show.
come up, and the winner, and this is for the $1 million. This is the end of the $1 million tournament that I've always
right.
dreamed about running, and I've always dreamed about running. This is the end of the $1 million tournament. The winner of this game gets the $1 million.
But you get the $1,000.
All right, okay. Like I want to go Zoller, Jersey boy, because I'm a Jersey boy.
There he goes.
There you go.
That's
There
it.
you go.
He can't-
Jersey.
What if he can't wear a hoodie? Does that change things?
Nah, they're good. It's good. No, it's good. That's fine. Nah, it's good. Jersey, let's go.
Let's go, Jersey.
Let's go. Jersey.
I lived in Jersey for a hop, skip, and
There you
a
go.
grade. All right. Thanks for coming on this podcast, Steve. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of
Appreciate
fun.
y'all. That was really
good luck
that was
at
really fun.
D82.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
yeah.
you going to TPF?
I am going to TPF. I
Right.
will have my popcorn ready. I will have my
Isn't that
popcorn
the most
ready
fun tournament?
at TPF.
I
That's gonna
love
be great.
TPF, and of course, we're going to be streaming
streaming it?
TPF.
Are we streaming it?
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I'll be there, sit next to me, but I don't want you to sit next to me because I want you to win
I
it.
want you playing.
That's it. That's it. You know
There
what?
you
I have
go.
my seat. I have my seat in the finals and commentary in this, but I always don't want to be sitting there because that means I'm in
No.
the final. But if
That's
I'm not in the final, it's the best seat in the house.
It
It's
is a
the
good seat.
best
Sit next
seat
to
in
me.
the house. Right? So,
Yeah, it is.
Thank y'all for having me on. I really appreciate it. This was super fun, and I can't believe an hour already passed. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean,
Just went.
this was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Steve, so
you.
much. Good luck. And where can people get in touch with you, sir?
Oh, Fun with Bonus. I am Fun with Bonus in most places. Instagram, Facebook, funwithbonus.com, funwithbonus at gmail.com is my email. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve, so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was fun.
Yeah. Steve's a great guy.
Yeah, what a good dude, man. I had a lot of fun there. And
It
thank
was
you.
right. Everything was true. He's a nice, friendly guy.
He's a good dude.
But when he plays tournaments, oof, watch out.
Uh,
Watch out.
Thank you for all your help lately. You're killing it. I can't
Thank
wait
you.
for the Twippies to let people see the art that you've put out there. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be top notch.
I think it's going to be good. All right. We just have to stay the hell off social media for a week to 2 weeks after the Twippies.
Like Orbital Albert said.
He was right.
He's exactly right.
Got to stay away from there. So I'll
Just
be
like Steve talked, there's a lot of negative stuff out there. I think it'll be 90% amazing, 10% trolls.
yeah, the trolls will
The
get me.
trolls will get you though.
Remember our troll?
Oh, from
Don't you? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have one troll. One.
Well, we probably have more than
We have
one
more
troll.
now, but when we first started and no one knew who we were, we had one troll
This guy
from
never
Canada.
remember.
And if you're listening, okay, yeah, we were private at the time, but we're not a private club anymore, okay?
Come on down.
Come on
Let's
down,
go. We'll send you out.
pinballologist.
Come to the Twippies. We'll put you on.
I'll tell you what, come to the Twippies, pinballologist. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
He blocked us.
He did?
Yeah.
That's screw him.
Anyway, visit twippies.com for all the information on the Twippies. Multicasting on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live. It's really been incredible.
It's gonna be fun. Great
Uh,
people here. Tell them what's coming.
Well, Don from Don's Pinball Podcast,
it.
Ian Jacoby, Aaron
Rich.
Winnick Anthony,
Ralph.
Retro Ralph,
Retro Ralph.
Colin Alsheimer,
Yeah.
just to name a few.
And me.
And you,
you.
and Mark Seiden, and a
Ooh.
bunch, and Aaron, his wife, and a bunch of others. It's going to
Okay.
be great.
Cool deal.
I think there's a few left. So come and gobble them
Yeah, if you
before I sell them to here to people in Houston. Are you
There's-
going to
Because
TPF?
there's a lot of other things going on that weekend too, like
I guess I should talk about it. some
Mhm.
more. Thursday vault tour. So we're going to our top secret location. That's secret pinballologist.
you want to see some rare games.
Yeah, you want to see some of the rarities.
You will never.
Dude, we just got a Taito Mr. Black. Check that out.
Taito Mr. Black. Oh,
Yeah.
Taito, like the video game company?
No, Taito, they're Brazilian pinball manufacturer.
Oh,
You should you guys go on the pin side and look out Mr. Black Taito.
okay.
And it's beautiful, dude.
Huh.
They found a beautiful one. I can't wait to play that.
Okay.
Um,
Brazilian. Oh.
yeah. Are you going to TPF? That was my question for you. You're not going.
I'm
So I'm
fine.
gonna have to stream again all
I
myself.
haven't. I still
He doesn't
haven't been.
go. He doesn't go to these big shows,
My
ladies and
brother doesn't
gentlemen.
live in Dallas anymore, but I need to come up. I need to press some palms and kiss some babies and what is it?
I don't know. Kiss some ass. Come on, come
Kiss
with
some
me.
ass.
Um,
I don't do that.
okay, so then there was the Vault tour real quick, and then D&D launch party is going to be at Eureka Heights on that Friday night. Then Saturday is a Barrels of Fun launch tour, a Barrels of Fun tour, excuse me.
Sure. Yeah, you want to go meet Barrels of Fun?
So I've
All of
already
our-
been, but if you come to the Twippies, you get a Barrels of Fun tour on Saturday, then come back to the Twippies here live. Then Sunday will be a
Sunday.
3X
Yeah,
here at the Wormhole.
early.
Yeah, 10 a.m. because people that are out of town, we want to
gotta
get them
go.
back out. So,
Gotta go. Yeah.
all right, Donovan, anything you want to plug?
No, just make sure you check in on us on the Twippies, and
Yeah.
we've had some things come out here recently. We're gonna be putting Dracula out, and we did Swords of Fury a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
What
are we doing?
Plugging away here.
Are we streaming the day after the Twippies
Oh wow!
on that Monday? We're supposed to be doing a game stream. I would really
Mm.
love to cancel that.
I think we might have to.
I'm gonna need a break,
We're
dude, because
gonna
I'm
need a
going
break.
right in from Twippies to TPF.
Yeah.
And then when we come back from TPF, I can announce that our Pinburg Golden Ticket Tournament is going to be the weekend after TPF.
We're gonna do another golden ticket.
Yeah.
Is Barrels fun?
Yeah, Barrels are going to sponsor.
Okay, cool.
So that's going to be fun,
All right.
but
All
just
right.
nonstop pinball for me. So,
So you're gonna have to do something nice this weekend for Valentine's Day for Janini.
I always try to do something nice for Janine.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
I do. I don't
but
want to. She's
you're
just going to be
busy
like,
next week.
dude, pinball boy. I'm done. All right. Remember our outro. Be good to your fellow pinballers. That's it, Donovan. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Have a good night.
All right.